I yap, you yap, we yap together. I yap, you yap, we yap together. So now I've done everything I know I can do. If the video is not giving what it's supposed to be giving, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Let me take off my hair so you guys can tell that I'm a babe. Don't look at me and think like, hey, she just put her hair up today. I actually did my hair, guys. Put the mousse and everything. So welcome to the first episode of iYAP. You guys may be thinking like, why is the podcast called iYAP? What does that even mean? So for those who know me, know that I had a podcast like a few years ago when Corona just hit, which was called Childhood Trauma or Childhood Drama. Yeah, something like that. I was gonna talk about like childhood stuff and like it wasn't really important. But then I dropped that. Then I had a podcast with a co-host in Norwegian called What the Fuck Happened. And that didn't go in the direction that I was I guess, dreaming for it to go. Let's put it that way. So I said, you know what? I need to get back into the English podcast because I feel like it's something about speaking in the language you feel most comfortable with, you know? Like Norwegian is like my third language. So speaking Norwegian is nice, it's fun, but I feel like there's always some kind of block sometimes. But that's just the tea for the old podcast. Now, this podcast, however, basically the name came from I was like going through names thinking like what should I even call this podcast day? Like I want it to be relatable, something easy to remember. I hope you guys can really hear because I was doing my best with this microphone, putting it left and right. But I was thinking it needs to be something easy to remember and something that I could like use more in the future. And my parents, my mom, my grandma always told me I like to talk a lot. I'm a yapper. Shanice, shut it. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna call it iYAP because I yap, you yap, we yap together, and that's basically the slogan for this podcast. So for those who know, we can sing it together. I need to make an intro, but if you guys would like to join the intro, film or record an audio of saying this, send it to me. I might just use it as the intro too. So the intro goes. I yap, you yap, we yap together. I yap, you yap, we yap together. I yap, you yap, we yap together. It's supposed to be giving affirmation, but you know what? That's another story for another day. So welcome and welcome back. My name is Megan Albright. For those who don't know, I was born and raised in a part of Africa where we know how to wind our waist. We know how to cook food. The pepper is peppering. The food is fooding. You know, the women are strong. Pepper. So I was born and raised there, and I moved to Norway in 2017, like officially to study. And I lived here with my parents. And of course, like we love Norway. I feel like we always like say bad things about Norway, but there are so many good things to Norway. Also, don't get me wrong, and don't focus on my nails because a girl is going through it. So I moved to Norway 27 years ago. I'm only 22. I moved to Norway 7 years ago, and I love it, but I just feel like it's missing more culture. Like I'm missing the African side of me. And I don't know why it's this thing where I feel like Africans, when they go abroad to like Europe or America, we kind of lose our accents. I don't know if it's because we're trying to fit in or we're trying to be understood more often. I think that was the case for me. So I started speaking like this. I don't want to do it. I want to do it. Like I don't even know. We don't say I want to, I don't. We say I don't want to do it. I don't even know. That's how we speak where I'm from. So I want to like tap into that authentic side of me again, which is why I'm here. So the first segment of this podcast is basically going to be a recap of what happened last year. Today is the fourth day of 2025. I was speaking to my friend Anita, and we're just like, you know what? It feels like we're already in December. It feels like I'm ready for next year already. It's only been the fourth day. So things are going good. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone had a good Christmas holiday, celebrating with family, with friends, even just by yourself. You know, some people like to just be chill. The new year for me, guys. Okay, since we're going back doing a recap, let's tap into the new year. So my plans for New Year's Eve was I was gonna meet up with some friends at a house party. We're gonna drink, have fun. Then I'm gonna go to work the next day. So I said yes to working on the 1st of December. December. My brain is still in 2024. Anyway, I said yes to working on the 1st of January 2025 at 7:15 a.m. Guys, a.m. in the PM. Not in the PM, in the a.m. actually. Do you know why? Because I wanted to start the new year with how I want it to go. Like, I want to be more productive this year. I want to work more. I want to push myself more. I want to stop, like, bad habits that I used to have last year because of all the stress and all the things that were happening in my life. So here comes the 31st. I wake up, I'm like, yeah, I need to clean my house, I need to clean the room. And I was doing all of these things. Mind you, I'm also vlogging on Snapchat and Instagram, trying to build a platform, trying to be, influencing. So I'm vlogging and I'm like, you know what? It's 4 p.m. I can start drinking now. 4 p.m. I got a bottle of wine. Shout out to cheap wine. I love me some cheap wine. People who are just like, oh, I can't drink cheap wine. I only drink expensive wine. Good for you, because I drink $2 wine and $20 wine and I still get drunk and I don't remember what happened. So it's the same effect. But anyway, I'm drinking this $2 wine and like I'm at the fourth glass. It's 5 glasses in a bottle of wine. Now you guys know. I'm on the fourth glass and I'm just thinking, wow, I'm getting drunk. And I hadn't done my makeup yet. I was still cleaning the room. I finished cleaning, I finished vacuuming and everything. And I was like, you know what? Let me sit and do my makeup. Guys, tell me why I put on foundation and I couldn't put on a concealer. I was sitting there like, I can't. You know when your body is saying no, no, no. It's like God Himself was in heaven holding me back and saying, Megan, you won't make it if you go out today. So I put on my foundation. I couldn't put on the concealer, and I thought, you know what? Let me just go to bed. So I went to bed at 8 p.m. I'm not even joking. 8 p.m. on New Year's Eve, I was in bed. My mom was calling, my dad was calling, my friend Vivi was calling, my friend Summer was calling. I was looking at my phone thinking, I can't even reach it. It's like, that's too much work. That's too much work. And I think I got so drunk because I didn't eat that day. I hadn't eaten anything. I woke up at 12 midnight because I could hear the fireworks going on. Like, my body was so heavy, I couldn't even wake up to go and see the fireworks. That's how bad it was. So I woke up at 1 a.m. and I was like, I need to eat. I need to drink a lot of water because I need to be up by 5:30 a.m., guys. 5:30, I needed to be up. So I went and drank so much water, ate some food. I was like, you know what? I'm going to send people a message the next day and let them know that I couldn't make it because a girl was tired. I passed out. I had to go to work. So I woke up now the next day, 7:15. I'm at work. I'm on time. I'm feeling great. I don't feel hangover. And my first thought was, guys, you know what? I think God finds ways to put you on the path that He has made for you. And sometimes it's hard for you to see it, but once you're open to change in your own life and once you're open to the idea of being better, it's so much easier for you to see. Let me explain. Last year, I can be very much of a people pleaser. If I say I'm going to do something, I would like to do it, even if like it doesn't work out for me, even if I have to like cancel my own plans or other plans that I have, which are important to me, I will cancel my plans just to go because I've said yes. So on that 31st, when I didn't go, I kept thinking, I was just like, if I had gone to that party, I would have been drinking, dancing, shaking, whining. You know, the Afrobeat would be Afrobeating. And I don't think I would have made it to work at 7:15, to be honest. Or even if I made it to work, I don't think I would have been there like feeling as energetic as I did feel. Like the day went so smooth. After work, I went to the gym. After the gym, I went home, I did some cleaning, and I was in bed at 9 p.m. And all I could say was, thank God, because this is what I kept manifesting for myself and that I planned for myself. I got a calendar and I just said, what if I said yes? What if I pushed myself knowing fully well that I wasn't able to do it and went out on the 31st? How would my life, how would I have been, you know? So make sure you pay attention to the small signs. When you tell yourself you want to have New Year resolutions, you're not just going to change all of a sudden. Last year, I was so stressed out, guys. It was the whole podcast thing. Then we did Afro Nation. I'm going to get back into Afro Nation in another episode, so stay tuned. I also made a YouTube video. So if you want to see some of the the partying, check it out on the YouTube channel. Everything is going to be in the description box. But last year was Afro Nation. A lot was happening, wars here and there, conflict. I was trying to build my business, build my brand, but then again, make time for friends. And one thing I realized also is like, I'm not as good as communicating as I thought I was. Like I know how to talk, but talking and communicating are two different things. We can get into it another day, but like I realized that with how I deal with, let's say, my relationship with friends and family and how I communicate my wants, needs, and my worries, basically. If I can't work out something, if I feel like it's going to be too much, I just run away or I shut down, and that's not good. So that's also one of my New Year resolutions. So Afro Nation happened. I had a boyfriend and I broke up with the boyfriend. And the boyfriend was giving very much narcissist, manipulation, gaslighting. Like a girl was down, 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 down bad. And I kind of lost I lost my self-confidence. You know, if I lost my self, like I lost myself in that relationship. I feel like, you know, when something is so draining, it could be school, it could be a boyfriend, it could be a girlfriend, or it could just be anything that you engage in that just sucks the life out of you. I feel like coming out from that relationship took the life, the breath, the air, the energy. It took everything from me, and it took me some time to find myself again, to get back into the confident me, to like start loving myself again as I should. That was the breakup. Another situation happened because of alcohol, and, you know, just boys, like, we're young. We are young. I am young. You guys are young too. We're young, and sometimes we forget that I've not lived this life before. It's my first time being 22. It's my first time talking to a guy who only wants to get into my pants, but he's telling me other things I think I want to hear. So I just let it happen. So all of these small things, I feel like I've learned, and I've gathered more knowledge and information and experience. So I'm ready now to have a podcast which is more focused on self-growth, focused on self-improvement, on mental health, on culture, getting back into our authentic self, like taking back what the African culture is. A friend of mine, oh God, we have so much to talk about, guys. You guys want to stay tuned. Yesterday, I was on the phone with a friend of mine, and he was telling me like he would love to come on the podcast. Shout out to Clint. And he was like, we need to talk about culture vultures, because a lot of people, they're stealing our culture, our dance, the food, and like everything. And then they're profiting off of it, not even giving credit to the black creators. And you know what? I was like, you know what? That is so true. Not just even cultural vultures, but just the differences in how we are being treated. For example, have you guys ever seen this video of this white girl in Africa somewhere filming with this little black child on the street that looks like his parents are nowhere to be found? Like, that kind of video makes me so irate, because I'm like, I know that you didn't get permission from that child's mother to film them. If you film someone without the permission in Norway and you post it on social media, you could get like legal consequences. You can't post a picture or a video of someone without their consent. Why does that only have to entail to Europe or like the Western countries? Why do white people feel like they can go to Africa, film videos, film dances with all black children behind, just there, make money from that, and give no credit, share nothing, no, nothing? It's like, what? If I would have gone to a kindergarten or gone to some place here in Norway, found a little cute child, because let's not lie, yeah, the kids are cute, but that's not the point. Find a cute child and start filming with the child, like, oh my God, he's so cute. It's like people will look at it and be like, what the, what? So just little things that have made me feel like, people have got to go. If you support Israel, you have got to go, because I don't understand why you're supporting a genocide. Like, what do you mean? Like, they're just taking back their, like, kids are dying, families are being destroyed, people are being evacuated from their houses, their homes. These are memories that they have, and it's not even funny at this point. It's not a funny matter. I think it's so sad. I think it's so sad that the world we live in today, or at least this society, war, that amount of hate, that amount of hatred is so normalized that it's scary. Like, it's actually scary. But that's just a little recap of what happened last year. Like I said, this year we're coming bigger, better, standing on business, wiser, not saying yes to any of these play boys. You know, if you don't want to stand on business, if you're a man and you want a girlfriend and you don't have a job, or you're broke, you cannot support a family, you have no business chatting a girl. Stay home. Don't even go to a club. Like, don't even go to the club. Like, what do you mean you can't afford a drink? Like, we have a lot to talk about, guys, but that's just a little bit of me, what I've done before this, and an intro to the podcast. So my plan for the podcast is I would like to have guests from time to time. I'm going to post the podcast once a week for now. We will see what happens in the future. But I want to have guests where we can talk about what they do, creative people who do fashion, if you do music, if you're an entrepreneur, you start your own business, be it nails, hair, skincare, whatever it is. I would love to have young entrepreneurs, young creatives on the podcast, because I think it's very important for you to be in a space and be around people that can push you and motivate you to get to where you want to get to. I was listening to a podcast yesterday also. Shout out to the Diary of the CEO. If you don't listen to podcasts and if you don't even like listening to my podcast, go and listen to his podcast. It's that good. And he had a guest, and the guest was talking about like when you're around someone who has like negative energy, like it's a negative vibe to it, like your own energy. Don't quote me on this, but it's something like this. Like basically they like bad energy is contagious basically. Like if is they're giving negative, like you're gonna be 30% more negative. And if you're around someone who is more positive, you're going to be 50 or more motivational or something like that. You're going to be 15% more motivated, or like, like get the drive, which means that negative energy is more contagious. So if you're in a space where you feel like, you know what, I like my friends, but they're not moving in the direction I want to be moving with my future, it's okay to prioritize yourself. That's something that I struggled with so much for the past years, until last year when I was like, I feel bad for doing this, but I need to choose me. Like, even if it's someone who you have a business with, or someone who you guys have known each other for years, the amount of years does not matter, guys. I believe the amount of years does not matter. If you see yourself being a millionaire in 10 years and you're hanging around people who have no vision, every time you guys hang out, you talk about alcohol, you talk about drinking, you talk about partying, like there's no business idea coming out from their mouth, there's no business plan, they never seem motivated. If you invite them to go out to a seminar or to invite them to go out and film content because they said they want to be an influencer, and they have not recorded any video, they have not filmed anything, they have not edited, they do not even go to YouTube just to even watch how to edit or how to film, they're unserious. So you need to put yourself in spaces and around people that have the same drive as you and the same vision. And that is so, so, so important, guys. Now I have a studio for myself where I can do whatever I want, anything creative. And I don't think I would have had that. I would have had that thought at some point, but if I did not, for example, sit down with my friend Anita and she was just like, yeah, I got the studio. Like, if you want, I can send you the number of the landlords and you can send a message. I was like, you know what? Bet. What if I did not hang out with her that day and she told me about this? Maybe I would still be looking for a place to go, like, and record a free podcast. But now I can come here whenever I want to come, do whatever I want to do for however long I want to do it. I'm trying my best, guys, to talk slowly. Where I'm from, we speak so fast, but I'm trying to speak slowly so everyone can understand. It's a bit difficult, so please bear with me. So that's my biggest advice for you. I think everyone should get themselves a calendar that is very detailed. Like, I would show you guys my calendar, but like it's all the way over there. But get a calendar where it has the dates and write down what you want to achieve those days. I have already planned out the whole of January for me. I know what I'm doing in January every day, when I have school, when I have work, when I need to study, when I'm going to travel, when I need to rest. So these things are important because it's important for you to see it. I think seeing what you have to do, it's very important. Or else you wake up in the morning and be like, it's 8 o'clock on Saturday. It's too early to be up. I don't have anything to do today, Seth. But then you have a video that you recorded 3 months ago. It has not been edited. The kitchen that you were saying you were going to clean, you have not cleaned it. The bathroom has been looking the same for 3 weeks. And you have nothing to do. But if you wrote it down, it's easier for you to hold yourself accountable for the things that you haven't done and the things that you want to do. So that's a very big tip. The second thing with the podcast is I'm going to have a segment. This is not English class. I'm not your teacher. Don't come here and try to teach me English, please. So I'm going to have a segment which is called, let me just check so I don't say anything wrong, More to It. I'm going to explain what more to it means. So I want you guys to send me stories, experiences. It doesn't have to be yours. It doesn't have to be like, oh, my boyfriend broke my heart and I broke his window. No. It could be like, oh, I have a friend and this is what she's experiencing, or this is what she went through and she told me about it. I don't know if it's that deep. I don't know if there's more to the story or not. So basically, you guys are going to come to me or send me messages or audios, whatever, with situations or experiences that have happened. And you're going to ask if there's more to the situation. Like, am I tripping? Like, am I the problem? Am I being delusional? Because sometimes we are the problem. Sometimes you are actually I had to sit down with myself and be like, Megan, I could have done that so differently. Like, damn, I was the problem. But then it's like, at least now you know and you can learn and move on. Like, don't feel bad for making mistakes. I used to feel so bad for making mistakes that I could not even admit to the mistakes because I was like, I can't believe I did it. But now I embrace all my experiences, all the life lessons that have been thrown my way. If I do something wrong, I apologize for it. If someone doesn't want to accept my apology, that is their business, is their problem, because I am genuine when I apologize. I think people who don't accept apologies are people who, when they apologize, they're not genuine. They don't mean it. They just use the word just to use it. Because I never say thank you or sorry or forgive me if I don't mean it. Those words are so important. And if you can't say it genuinely and effortlessly, you have some work to do. You really have some work to do. So this is an example. I have two scenarios, which I'm going to read out now. And you guys are going to listen to it and you're going to think to yourself or comment in the comment section if you're watching this video on YouTube, on Spotify, on TikTok, wherever. Let me know if you think that there's more to the story or there's more to the situation, because my opinion doesn't have to be the right one. I'm just telling you guys my opinion, and I'm just explaining it from how I see it. Like, don't come for me and be like, Megan said this. I am not your mother. Actually, I am your mother, but I'm not your mother. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so this is the first scenario, and it's called the ghosted friend. We yap together. I yap, you yap, we yap together. I'm going to try to be a little bit dramatic when I read it. My friend and I. Okay, I'm joking. My friend and I used to talk all the time, like every day. Shout out to people who can talk every day, because I don't know how you can talk to someone every, like, what do you guys talk about? I have like one person that I talk to every day, and it's like, hey babes, what's up? Like, people who talk every day, FaceTime for 2-3 hours. Shout out to you, man, because I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, back to the story, Megan. Let me not get unfocused here. My friend and I used to talk all the time, like every day. But lately, they've stopped replying to my messages. I see them online, liking and commenting on other people's posts. So I know they are active. Drop them. Let me finish with it, but just drop them. So you're alive and you're ignoring my messages. So you're alive and we're supposed to be, we talk. Listen, if you're a friend and we don't talk every day and you post something or you like a comment, first of all, how do you know that liking post comments? That's stalking. But if we don't talk every day and you live your life, you post, I don't care, because I do the same. I might not reply to your message right now because I don't feel like I'm in the right mindset to have whatever conversation that I think we're having. But like, if you're someone that we speak every day, all the time, I'm not replying you, I'm watching someone else's story, it's giving very much suspicious. Like, are you cheating on me with other people? Excuse you. So I see them online, liking and commenting on other people's posts. So I know they're active. I can't help but wonder, did I do something wrong, or is there more to this? Hi, this question is difficult because I can be an overthinker. I'm a retired, no, I'm a semi-retired overthinker. If I were in the situation, I would have thought, okay, maybe they're angry at me. Maybe I did something, because we speak every day. So what is the change? Like, what's the sudden change in communication? Like, why are you not replying me, but you're online? And I can see, and you know that I can see you online because you know me that well. That's what I would have thought on one hand. On the other hand, I would have thought, what if they're just busy and, like, they haven't like gotten to it? In her case, my case is different because, for example, me, I do social media. I have to post on my I need to be active on these apps. So sometimes I will not reply your message, but I will post, because it's like I'm pushing myself to do that, because for me, it's work, if you get what I'm saying. And it's a little sad because then it also means that I don't really prioritize so many conversations, which I really don't. Like, the people who know the closest to me, they know the closest to me and they know I'm going to reply. But if you're just someone and this is your friend that you know, like, she's just posting whatever and she's not an influencer, she's not posting this for any business or anything, I think there might be more to it. And I think you should sit down and have a conversation with yourself and ask, if there is more to this, if let's say that they are angry with me for some reason, they don't want to tell me, are you willing to meet them and have that conversation with them and try to fix things? Or are you the type to just say, you know what, if there's anything, they know where to find me. They have my number, because that's me. I'm like, you know where to find me. You have my number. Because most times, I'm telling you, it's not that deep. But we think it's deep. Especially girls, I feel like. Especially me. Like, you might not reply and I'll be like, did I say something? Did I do something? Was I supposed to say? And I start playing scenarios in my head. And I had to ask my friend one time, I was like, Jatu, like, were you mad at me? Because I sent you a message on Snap and you didn't reply me. And I was apologizing for something I thought I did. Or I thought it was an uncomfortable situation. And she was like, nah, girl, it was not that deep. You were overthinking. I was like, I thought about it. I thought I could overthink. But then the thought of me feeling like I did something wrong was overpowering the other thought. So you need to sit down and think to yourself, are you the kind of person that overthinks? If you are the kind of person that overthinks, it's not that deep most times. When she's ready to reply you, she'll reply you. And maybe she's just busy like that. Maybe like she's focusing on other things. I personally don't think you should rely so much on someone to the point where if they don't reply you, you start feeling a type of way. It's like, yes, I get it. You're like, what's Peshimra? Now the Norwegian is taking over. I get you are worried. Thank you. I get you are worried, but it's not that deep. Like, find something else to do. You shouldn't be so available either. Like, you should have plans. I was just talking about, I was like, you should have things to do for yourself. If you're texting your friend and they're not replying, it should be a situation where you know, like, okay, this babe, she's probably at work somewhere. She's probably tired. Like, I know she's posting, but she was at work yesterday and she told me she was going to do this yesterday, so she's probably tired. When she replies, she'll reply me. Or maybe she has changed her style of communication and she doesn't want to text you anymore. That's so mean, but I didn't mean it to be mean, guys. So that's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If it's that deep, I personally don't think things like this are that deep because I don't know. I'm just me. I don't really care that much. You reply when you want to reply, and if you don't want to reply, that's okay. I move on with my life. Also, like we all came to this world alone, and we'll die alone, guys. Yeah. The second scenario is titled the unreciprocated crush. Can you guys tell I haven't spoken English in a while? Hey, my mom is gonna watch this video and think like I raised her better than that. You need to go and read a book or something. I've started reading books, guys. I need to go back into my grammar. So the story goes. So I've been talking to this person I like, and I thought we were vibing. We have great conversations when we're together, and they seem to enjoy it too. But they never text first or make plans run. Now, I'm left wondering, are they shy, not interested? Or is there more to this? Number one, they're not shy. Because when you guys were vibing, you guys were vibing. How can you be shy now? You can't be shy after we've been doing all of these things we've been doing. Don't be shy. That's number one. Number two, you're saying you guys were vibing, which means that they know it's a vibe. So they must be interested. But then the question is, what kind of vibing were you guys doing? You get what I'm saying? It's like, is it a situation where he maybe wanted more? You guys, let me set the scene for you guys. You guys are home. You made dinner, you're drinking wine, talking about your life goals, your lifestyle, blah, 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 blah. And then you're like, oh shit, it's 10 o'clock. Like, I need to go to bed, so you need to leave. And he's like, oh, okay. Yeah, take care, like, wagwan, I'll see you next time. And then now he's not texting you first. Ladies, sometimes the math is not that difficult. 2 plus 2 is still 4. 1 plus 1 is still 2. If he's acting a certain way because of a situation where you feel like he was expecting more or more could have happened but it didn't, the simplest answer is often the right answer. That's what I'm gonna say. If that was the case, I don't know what you guys were vibing and doing, but I'm just saying. Number two, I have also been in situations where I have a crush on someone or I like someone and like I have no problem sliding into somebody's DMs. Like, it's not that deep. If you like someone, talk to them. It doesn't matter who talks to who first, as long as there's communication. That's the most important thing. But I get that some people want to be approached first, and that's fine. But like, I don't think you should wait so long expecting them to text you, because most time they will never text you. Because I don't think they're thinking, oh, she's waiting for me to text her. You get what I'm saying? So in that situation, I would say, let's say you guys were vibing in ways that is more than, you guys were doing little flirty things going on. And now he's not texting you first. First question, did he text you first before? If he was texting you first before and then he changed, then you should take the hint. If he was never texting you first, but you guys have been hanging out and now you want him to text you first, but he hasn't, I think it's also okay to be very direct. Just tell him like, yo, why don't you ever text me first? Maybe it's gonna hurt your pride. Yes, it's gonna hurt our pride, but at least now you know. At least now you're not wondering, oh, why he's not texting me first? What did I do wrong? What did I not do wrong? Now the answer is clear as day, as the sun. Clear. Clear. Now you know. So I think that there is not more to it. I think it's kind of like either the person wants something and can get it from you, and maybe it feels sad right now, but trust me, once you realize how some men move, you'll be so happy that they ignored you. You'll be so happy that they did not text you back for real. Like my ex broke up with me. And if he's not break up with me, I don't think I would have left him. And if I didn't leave him, my eyes would have never been open to the fact that he's a narcissist and manipulator. You get what I'm saying? Like, so even after the deed was done, I was still crying because I was like, oh my God, it was a lot. But then in hindsight, I'm so grateful that he left me the way he left me, even because like it was so dramatic. But because it was so dramatic, it made it even harder for me to even try to go back because I was like, how fucking dare you? How dare you ignore me and I look this scrumptious? How dare you treat me like trash when I'm the diamonds that you've never seen in your life? Are you mad? So I don't think there's more to it. I think just read the situation as it is. Also, very important, ladies, your gut feelings never lie. If you're starting to feel like, he only wanted me for this, most times he did. No matter what he's telling you, he did. So trust yourself and trust your gut feelings because we are going to save so much time, so much time, pressure, so much money, so much time in therapy if we trust our guts more. Like, if you see someone and you like the person, you feel like, he's cute, but he's giving me like manipulating energy, or he's giving me like gaslighting, and don't think twice. Don't even think twice about just run with that. It's better to be wrong and regret that, oh, you know what, he wasn't like that, than to be right and then be in a situation and go through all of that hell. Because some people, they end up having kids with people like this, and you don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be trapped forever. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna read. I'm so sorry, guys. It's like -9 degrees in Norway. Like, why am I in this country? Okay, because of the money, and it's a nice place. But why am I in this country? It's so cold outside. I forgot my leg warmers today. Don't look at my legs, guys. Ooh, 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 ooh. For those watching, don't stare. Don't stare. But I forgot my leg warmers today, and I wore jeans. It was so cold. So cold outside. Like, I'm not made for this weather. I need to go on vacation. So I'm going to read the last scenario, give you guys my opinion, and we're gonna wrap this up. There's gonna be an episode every Monday because I think Monday is the best day to post an episode. Like, guys, it's the start of the week. We're all tired. We're all stressed out. Those who are going to school, uni, you have work to do. It's nice to have something to just listen to throughout the week. If it's the weekend for you and that's when you have time, you can still be listening to the podcast while you're cleaning your house. You're making a little food for yourself, you and your boo, you and your friends, whatever, listening to me or watching it. If you guys are watching it, I love you. Shout out to you. Shout out to you for staying this far also. So I'm going to read the last one before I go. So the title for this one is called The Workplace Snob. For those who don't know what a snob is, or I think a snob is someone who, for example, like you're calling someone's name and you know they can hear you, but are not replying. Because I feel like that's snobbish behavior. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I remember when I used to attend boarding school, people would tell me like, oh, you're kind of snobbish. And it was just like, it's two things. I was a little snobbish because in boarding school, if anybody is older than you, they feel like they have the right to misuse you, treat you like a slave. They'll send you to the store, go and buy me this, go and carry me water, go and do this, go and do that. Like, it got to the point where like they will say, you is not my name. Hey is not my name. Excuse me is not my name. Like, I have a name. If you cannot walk up to me and tap me and then be like, excuse me, don't talk to me. So I kind of like shut off my ears. But then on the other hand, it's like most times when I'm walking and I'm going somewhere, my mind is full of thoughts. I'm thinking about what I have to do, when I have to be there, what I have to do after. And mind you, at this time I was young, so I was more of an overthinker than now. So it's like I'm distracted. So you can say my name, Megan, I can literally not hear you because I'm thinking about something else. So that's what a snob is, for those who didn't know. Let me read the story now. My colleague and I worked on this big project together, and I put in so much effort. But when it came time to present it, they took all the credit. And everyone applauded. I'm sorry for shouting, guys, but like, some people are actually unhinged. They took all the credit and everyone applauded them. Like I wasn't even there. I'm sitting there thinking, is this intentional? Or is there more to this? Baby girl, that was intentional, because what do you mean by they took all the credit when you guys work together and it's not intentional? Like, did they get amnesia? Like, did they, like, all of a sudden forget that you exist and that you were helping on the project? Stay away from people like that. Stay away from people who, when there's a situation to get an applause or to be in the limelight for something that they did and collaborated with someone else, and they take all the limelight or the spotlight and never mention anyone else, stay away from those kind of people, because I feel like those are the kinds of people that will backstab you and make you feel like a fool for being backstabbed, because they'll be like, why didn't you say anything? That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. So I definitely think that there's nothing more to it than the fact that it was intentional and they're unhinged people. Like, I don't want to be like a revenge babe and be like, oh my God, work on a project with them again, and then like don't send them the project, or like just put your name on the project. But if you want to do it, I'm not saying I should do it, but if you want to do it, we will understand why you did it. But if I were in that kind of situation, I should 2025, no more being the bigger person. If you go low, I'm dragging you to hell and we're shaking the devil's hands and I'm leaving you there and going back because you're mad. It's like some people, they feel like when you're too nice, they take you for granted. And I need people to know, like, I also have a crazy side. Like, I have an unhinged side also. I am scared of my unhinged side. If I tap into it, it's over. You know what I'm saying? So when someone does something like this, you have to think to yourself, how crazy do you want to be? Do you want to take revenge? Revenge meaning, don't worry, just be like, wow, good project. Work on another project with them. When it's time to deliver, just put your name. In fact, just be like, in front of the whole class, Seth, just be like, my friend, sit down. Did you even contribute to this project? Just sit down. We can drag it. We can drag it a lot. So you can either do that, or you can just be like, you now know who that person is. You've seen their character. When someone shows you who you are, you take it and like never work with them again. And if you get put to work with them in a project, or on a project, sorry, tell your teacher, you know what, I can't work with these people. Like, me can't do it. I just can't, because if I work with them, it's gonna be war. You can choose to explain to them why you don't want to work with them or not. I think a good communicator will do that. Like I said, I'm not yet good at communicating, so you won't even hear from me again. I will ignore you. I will ignore you and your generation, your whole family. They will never see me again. So that's what I would have done. But leave your comments in the comment section, guys. I want to know what you guys would do in this situation. Like, how do you even handle it? I'll be so hurt also. Like, all the energy and time that I put into this project, and you can't even give me credit. Like, not even give credit that I deserve. It's not like I'm begging you for the credit, sir. Like, I deserve the credit. That's very crazy. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna round up the podcast here. Thank you to everyone who watched the first episode of the iYAP podcast. I've been so excited to come and film that, like, I'm going to work after this, guys. Like, when I say I'm starting a business, we're working back to back. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the podcast. Stay tuned. A new episode is going to come out every Monday. You can find me on YouTube. My YouTube name is Megan Albright, which is just my name, the host. And I'm going to be putting the podcast episodes under the folder, or what do they call it? There's a place where you can see podcasts. Go and find it. You'll see it. I'm going to put it there. You can also find it on TikTok. I don't know if I'm going to put this on my own TikTok or create a new TikTok for it. We'll see where it goes. But I'm going to be putting this on Instagram. The podcast already has its own Instagram called iYAP2 for you girlies and guys who yap like me. If you have shit to say, I'm here to listen. Because the world is already very much troubled. And we just need to let things out. We need to vent. We need to talk to each other. We need to communicate. We need to share ideas, share stories, share experiences, because a lot is happening to people out there, and sometimes you will never know because they don't say anything. And if you just need someone to listen to you, if you want to tell your story, if you've been through something that you feel like you really want to get off your chest and you want to teach other people or educate other young girls and boys on how they can navigate through that, you are so, so welcome to shoot me a message on whichever platform you prefer. And please, guys, please rate this podcast. If you loved it, give it a 5 star. If you didn't love it, just give it a 5 star, guys. You're losing nothing. And also follow us on Spotify, Apple, and all the platforms that are gonna have. I don't know where it's gonna be on yet. I'm gonna tell you guys in the next episode. And I love you guys so, so, so much. I have been your host, Megan Albright, and this is the iYAP podcast. It's a motherfucking rap. Bye bye.